Hello, this is ISB. We have just covered Managing Financial Principles and Techniques, which is the final module in the program Strategic Management and Leadership. We have the visiting lecturer, Andrei Bolshakov, who is MBA from Harvard. Thank you, Andrei, for coming.
Thank you.
Can you tell us briefly about the topics and the program you have just discussed during the 3 days?
We have only 3 days for a problem like this, and it's very difficult to be both wide and deep at the same time, so you always have to keep the balance. The main ideas that I tried to convey to the students in those 3 days were first about the financial management, which is basically an art to distribute resources within the company. And there are two sayings that I think are relevant to this course. One of them is that finance, or cash in this sense, is the blood of business, and it's very important to supply it to all the critical organs in the organism which a business is. And the other metaphor is that accounting is the language of business, and I was trying to help the students understand what sort of information is coming, and what information and how that information can be used by managers in their day-to-day decisions, in their longer-term decisions, and in the strategic decisions that are done by management, by shareholders, and by managers and shareholders collectively.
What methods have you used during the 3 days for them to better understand those topics?
Okay, formally I was called a lecturer, but I tried to be as little a lecturer as possible and more to be a moderator. There are two reasons for that. First, I personally believe that a person learns something much more and much better from personal experience and from a personal insight, understanding the idea himself or herself, rather than just by hearing from someone else. Secondly, this is my own experience from specifically Harvard Business School, when in 2 years of study I only had, I think, maybe 2 or 3 pure lectures. In most of the other cases, the professor would just orchestrate the students asking the right questions and letting him share their ideas, share their experience, and letting them formulate the ideas themselves. And I have learned many of the things that I know in that way, and I wanted to share that experience and help the students learn this way, which I think is probably the best way to learn, at least, about business.
What would be your advices to the people who are not in the finance, who are not financial professionals? What should they pay attention to?
Well, my advice would be, can be divided in 3 pieces. First, I would advise them to better understand what the people in the finance people are doing and why, and have a better respect and sort of sympathy for those people, and have a more constructive attitude. Secondly, I would advise non-financial people to know how to use financial people and financial departments as an internal resource for better doing their own job. And there's a lot of information that you can get from the finance people. There is a lot of information that you can provide them and have them do analysis for you, so that you can use not just pure information, but some meaningful analysis that they can provide for you. And from my experience, people in the finance function are always happy to help others, because that's basically their mission in the firm. They're not serving the clients or the suppliers, they're serving the management. And the third piece of my advice would be for the people to always remember and have some kind of a feeling of how their activities in their specific functions and their specific departments influence the economics of the firm, and how they also influence the activities and interests of the other similar functional people in other functions. Once you have that vision, once you have that feeling, you'll develop an intuition that helps you be a better professional in your field, that helps you be a better team member with other people. And it also helps you to contribute much more and much better to the well-being of your business. And by the way, I was in my career, although I was trained in finance, I was mostly in the same function, in the same role. I was not a finance professional by job. And I think that understanding helped me very much to be a better professional in a different function by understanding the principle of finance, the techniques of finance, and not necessarily doing the finance job myself, but interacting better with other people who would do that job, and I would be an internal client.
Thank you, Andrei. We were discussing today main takeaways from financial workshop with our visiting lecturer, Harvard MBA, Andrei Bolshakov. Thank you again for coming. This is ISB. Thank you for watching.